Hi everyone, Ryan here from Medjai Exotic Pets with a giant Argentine Tegu. Now this is Medjai. She's a giant Tegu of a mixed breed, and we're going to talk a little bit today about how to take care of them and whether or not they make good pets. As you can see, this is a giant lizard, but also a very friendly one. Isn't that right, Medjai? But this isn't likely what you'll be taking home when you get one. Say bye-bye, Medjai. Bye-bye, Medjai. Instead, what you'll probably be taking home is something a little on the smaller side. This is a baby blue Tegu. And yes, this little thing will become that giant that was in my hands moments ago. Now, their care is not super complicated, but there is a lot to know. First and foremost, these guys like it humid, and these guys like it hot. And they'll also need full spectrum lighting. That means heat, UVA, and UVB. They should have a basking temperature of between 100 and 110 degrees, an ambient temperature between 90 and 95, and a nighttime cool temp of between 75 and 80. Their humidity should also be between 70% and 90%. These guys like it kind of do. As far as substrate goes, you'll need something that they can dig in and burrow in, as they are burrowers, and something that holds humidity but isn't super wet. Usually some combination of a soil and then some sort of a woody material, like wood chips or bark, cypress mulch, or something of that nature. You'll need a nice hide for them. Whether or not they burrow or use the hide is up to them. And you'll also need a place for them to bask. They'll also need a considerably large water bowl, as these guys drink a lot of water, and they do like to swim and soak themselves. Like most reptiles, they will need their supplements, calcium and calcium with D3, and these should be dusted accordingly, regular calcium 3 times a week, and with D3 at least twice a month. Now when it comes to feeding them, this is where the fun begins. Tegus are fully omnivorous, just like us, and they can eat just about anything. You can feed them bugs, poultry, rats, fruit, veggies, greens, you name it, fish, anything under the sun, they'll consume. But a fun balanced diet for them is to make your own little Tegu meatballs. Something you could try at home is to get a pound of ground turkey or ground chicken, a couple of bell peppers, a couple of eggs, some calcium powder, like I have here, and some shredded kale. Dicing up the peppers very small so they fit in your Tegu's mouth, and mixing in the eggs, the calcium, and whatnot. Make small meatballs, roughly the size of your Tegu's head, whether it be a baby or an adult, and freeze them. When it comes to feeding, thaw out these meatballs, 1 or 2, but no more than that, and offer them to your Tegu raw. You don't have to cook them. This will give your Tegu everything they need between vitamins, meat, protein, everything they're going to need out of it, and it will make them very fat. You don't need to feed them too much. They do have a high basking temp, and that does help them digest. Feeding them every other day, a big heavy meal is fine, and then on the off days you could feed them snacks. Maybe they get meatballs on Monday and some banana on Tuesday, and keep this going. But if that sounds like fun, you guys have to remember they do get big. This teeny tiny thing that I have here will turn into that giant I was holding before. Sure, this little one can stay in a small enclosure now, but when it's fully grown, you're going to need a truly massive enclosure. Likely something you'll have to build yourself. We're talking something around 8 feet by 4 feet by 3 feet tall. Very sizable enclosure. But if having a giant dog-like lizard sounds fun to you, and you're up to the challenge of taking care of one, you can come and check these guys out at Medjai Exotic Pets.